Hi everybody. I wanted to hop on and make a video about some of the things that can make your sourdough baking experience a little bit better, easier even, and less expensive. So I'll get with this real quick. I am shaping dough and stuff as we speak as well. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was I've got 4 key points here. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is what you're mixing your dough in. I run a little small bakery out of my home kitchen. I am kind of particular about a lot of things. So one of the things that makes a huge difference is I use 1 container to proof my dough in, mix my dough in, and that is one of these handy straight-sided little Rubbermaid take-along containers. They're great. I mix my dough directly in it. If you've seen any of my other videos, you've seen me use these. I use other things too, but this makes it super easy, especially when I'm on a time crunch and I've got several doughs to get mixed up and whip out. So you can see here where I have, that's an old mark. Sometimes they don't wash off as good as others. But I use a like a dry erase marker to mark where my dough is from the beginning, and then as it rises I know where to stop it. I usually stop at about 75-80% rise because I bulk ferment, and then I go directly from bulk ferment to shaping to baking most times, if time allows. But I use those. It helps tremendously and cuts down on my time doing dishes and things like that. Because let's face it, no one really likes to do dishes. Anyway, so my next point is cut costs where you can. I cut costs where I can because that way I can use the very best, the greatest ingredients for my baking. And what I do is I like to use good flour. I like to use good, the other ingredients, chocolate chips, honey, things like that I include into my loaves. I like to use good products. It makes a big difference on your bread and how it tastes and how it performs. The other thing is, one of the cutting cost points was that container. Those containers are fairly inexpensive. When they get worn out, I'm able to just get rid of them. I can just toss them in the trash or use them for my own home stuff. I primarily use all of these simply for the for what I'm baking for customers. I don't cross contaminate, things like that. Another way that I cut costs is on my parchment paper. I purchased it at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is, and I can even find those containers at Dollar Tree. Helps a lot. $1.25, you can't beat that. Another way that I save is I do a lot of Amazon shopping. I use, I just had a bag. I order my bags for customers on Amazon, and I use the craft bags with the window with the tin tie. Love these. You just fold them, folding your flaps. Your bread is sealed, and then they also come with stickers to product protection. Seals is what I use them for. Those are great. They're pretty inexpensive on Amazon as well. And while we're talking about cutting costs, I use the other thing that I do is I buy my flour in bulk. If you have the freezer room for other ingredients that you use, or refrigerator space, anything that is shelf stable for a decent amount of time, if you're not baking all the time, buy it in bulk. You know, I become a little bit of a prepper myself when it comes to kitchen supplies and stuff like that. I use the Cambro containers that have for my flour, and I love those. I go through a lot of flour. I buy it in bulk. I buy it at a local restaurant supply store, and it's wonderful. You can buy a 50-pound bag for under $30, and I use All Trump's General Mills flour, and I love how it performs. It's by far probably the best one that I've used. And I've used King Arthur. I've used all different sorts of flours. You know, Bob's Red Mill. I've used a lot of flour. And I love how for just a white sourdough loaf, All Trump's unbleached flour is by far the best one I've used so far. And like I said, I can get that for under $30 for a 50-pound sack. It sure beats going to Walmart and buying a 5 or 10-pound bag for anywhere from $6 to $15. Yeah, why do that when you can buy it in bulk, and if you bake enough, you're going to use it up fast. The other thing is, I can't see. Oh, I also found this little thing on Amazon haul. Yeah, it's great for dusting your loaves with, dusting your parchment paper. I do not use rice flour. I use tapioca flour. I cannot stand the consistency or the texture of rice flour, no matter how fine I've ever found it. It's never fine enough for me. Another find, the heat-resistant gloves. I found these on Amazon haul. They're wonderful. I'm not sure what the heat grade is up to, but I can guarantee you it's well over 500, because I've used it with my cast iron Dutch ovens, and it's warm, but it does not melt through. They're great. I will try to link all of these products in my description when I get a chance. So it may take me after I get the video posted. So if your cooking vessels, that was the main thing that sparked my thought to make this video, is my cooking vessels. I have tried to reach out to Challenger, Crustic, on some of their different baking vessels and that, although I'm not even sure that I wanted them anyway. I wanted to see how they performed versus, I use, it's probably 100-year-old Dutch oven. I've got 2 of them, and then I have a Lodge Dutch oven that was purchased probably 10 years ago that I have already had. and they work wonderful. But I don't want to lift those. So there's days that I bake anywhere from 15 to 20 loaves of bread back to back, and it's breaking my back lifting those Dutch ovens in and out of this oven nonstop. And I just decided that, I had a couple of pans, and by far, I don't know if Granite Ware will see this, but Granite Ware, you're wonderful. I love Granite Ware roasters. These are round. They are a tad bit more expensive than they used to be. I had one from, I think it was a hand-me-down from my mom. And I love the thing. It's perfect for a small bowl. I do have bigger round ones as well. I would like to find a few more. So Granite Ware, if you see this, let's get on the ball and make a bigger, like a 11-inch round, 12-inch round Granite Ware round roasting pan. As you can see, I put tinfoil in the bottom of mine. Prevents the bottom from burning. Thank you, Sarah from Sourdough for Beginners, for giving me that little piece of advice. Giving actually everyone. Check out her page. It's so helpful. So helpful. She has helped me immensely on my sourdough journey. But yeah, Granite Ware, super light. I mean, you're not lugging a 8-pound Dutch oven in and out of your oven when you're baking. It's perfect. So those were the 4 key points. So mixing in one container cuts down your dishes. You don't have to do all that. It works. You can do it. And then cut costs on your supplies, where you can put that cost into your ingredients. It makes a difference in your performance and the flavor and texture of your bread. And then the other thing was if you're baking for multiple loaves, then go ahead and buy in bulk and the ingredients that you need if you can. If you have the space to store it, it saves a lot of money. Like I said, I'm on a budget. I have to be on a budget, and because this is my supplement. This is helping me pay my bills. And then your cooking vessel. Don't break your back. Use a light roasting pan. Look, this is the other one that I use like every time I bake. It's even the oval one. I use it all the time. It's so much easier. You're not wearing out your shoulders. You're not wearing out your back. You're not, if you do happen to, hopefully you don't, touch the pan by accident, it's gonna burn you, but it's not going to burn you like a Dutch oven will, like that cast iron. I can't afford one of those fancy Dutch ovens and everything. Like I said, I've reached out to them to see if, just out of curiosity, how they would perform, and I'm not big enough for that yet. So if you guys would like and subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. And give me some feedback. What do you think about all this? I'll post in the description the links to some of these things that I've purchased, the ones that have links, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.